Alright guys, I'm back from SHOT Show 2018 here, and I was kind of getting all my bag back in order and cleaning out all my swag and such and putting it up, so I figured maybe today would be a good day to cover my EDC bag and kind of what I have and what goes into it, and it's all unbuckled right now because I've just been inside of it and whatnot, but forgive me. I'm kind of nursing a cold, of course. SHOT Show week, who doesn't have a cold? But so I'll be drinking some hot tea throughout this thing here. So a quick recap of SHOT Show. If you guys are, watching YouTube, like you probably are, you probably see the Franklin Armory reformation. I think that's what it's called. But essentially, it's a musket. With 11-inch barrel. The long and the short of it is it's ignorant, and it truly plays on what the ignorance of some of the gun community is right now, and it's really unfortunate. But the fact of the matter is it's a 4 minute of angled gun, from what I understand, 4 to 5 MOA gun at 50 yards, which I don't know, is it acceptable to me, but it to each his own, I guess. So there was that. There wasn't a lot of other massive things that happened. Zero Delta's Genesis Glock is, well, I don't call it Glock, sorry. Genesis 9 is kind of based off of Glock. It's an all-modular aluminum kind of system. So that's really neat. That was one of the coolest things I think I saw at SHOT Show, so go check that out. I don't want to waste a ton of time recapping SHOT. There's a million dudes on YouTube that do it better than me. But that was kind of my overall thoughts. Again, it's hard to find something new and special at the SHOT Show, so it is what it is. I do want to shout out to Wicked Edge knife sharpeners. Every year I go to SHOT, I stop by their booth and talk to Old Red, and he sharpens my knives up for me, and it's by far the sharpest I've ever had a knife using their product, the Wicked Edge sharpener. So go check that out. Those things are incredible. If you're into sharp knives, you kind of have to have one of these. It doesn't get much sharper than that. And actually, let me go get a blade real quick, and I'll show you what it looks like. So here's a blade he did for me. Let's see if we can get the angle right to show the mirror. You can kind of see it there. There you go. So this is my Benchmade 4600, which I believe to be the nicest out the front knife available today. It's incredible, guys. The edge that thing puts on a knife is awesome. Also, if any of you see this knife and you fall in love with it, you may send me a message. I'm kind of strapped for cash and looking to do something different here. I'm kind of really into home theater right now, so if you guys really like this knife, let me know. It is a first production, and I'm kind of in love with it myself, so I'll probably price gouge the shit out of you. But if you're interested, let me know. And the other knife I had him do was my ZT. I don't even know what model this is, 804 CF. But I mean, as you can tell, it's pretty awesome. So there's a good mirror right there. Check out Wicked Edge knife sharpeners. They're really, really, really awesome. Okay, so that's my recap of SHOT Show. Before wasting any more of your time, let's talk about my bag. So I've been through a lot of different bags and such, different carry methods, with firearm, without firearm, blah, blah, blah. Let me start off by saying that this is a compliment to my EDC. There are other videos on my channel with my EDC stuff and such. So as we're going through this, don't be like, oh God, where's his backup tourniquet and all that garbage. I have EDC videos, and I have a lot of other stuff on me. I also have car stuff. I have stuff that I keep in my car. I have a rifle and such, and I have extra medical, and I have jumper cables and a survival kit and blah, 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 blah. So this is just kind of a compliment. This is stuff that I take with me really out of convenience. Also understand that I work 7 minutes from my home, and I have a lot more stuff at home, and I generally spend all of my time at work or at home. So keep that in mind as we go through this video as well. Last I checked, this bag weighed 12 pounds. I think 12 to 15 pounds depending on how badass you are, is kind of what an EDC pack should weigh. But of course, your mileage may vary. Whatever works for you works for you. This bag is an SOC. This is a Sandpiper California bag. Like I said, I've been trying to do stuff a little bit more affordable than I have in the past. If you watch my other videos, you kind of know that I'm terrible at budgeting. I really like nice things, and you know, I splurge on them. So I'm kind of trying to get more to the budget-friendly gear section. So this bag I think runs about $100. There's a ton of sweet bags out there. Blue Force Gear just announced a new bag. The Vertex bags are awesome. I've had Vertex bags. I love Vertex's stuff. Check that out. Their EDC Ready Pack is probably one of the best bags, and I would probably have that one, but it's just a little bit more money, and I'm trying to make this one work. And so far, it has worked really well. And there's a couple things I don't like about it, but I'll talk about them as we go. So we're going to start on the outside of the bag. I don't keep a lot on the outside of the bag, as you can see. I got a Cat T here that's ready to go on the outside of the bag, which is always handy. Tourniquets save lives, so the more tourniquets you can have, the better off you're going to be. Obviously, this complements my ankle medical kit that I always have on me. One thing I hear about my ankle kit is, well, what happens if your leg blows off? Which, yeah, that would be a really shitty day and I'd lose my medical kit. But, you know, I got a backup TQ on my bag, which I should have with me. And there's also some little more basic medical stuff in here we'll talk about as we go. This little thing's cool. I don't know who makes it. Night Eyes. Night Eyes makes it. It's for your dog's collar. That you can make it flash or just illuminate, which is really cool. That's great if you need to lay your bag down at night or something and or you mark a location. I mean, there's tons of uses for it. It doesn't cost hardly anything, so you know, it doesn't weigh anything, so I'm a fan of that. I got my sweet Geissele trigger pull here, my Geissele zipper pull from their booth this year. They're awesome, killer stuff. The front pouch here, well, actually I kept the information for the bag. I didn't realize I did that in here. Probably if I was thinking about returning it. So this is a Cabela's bag, I guess. That's a Cabela's tag. The Venture, SOC Venture. So I'm glad I looked at that because this thing does have spots for concealed carry stuff, which is cool. But we'll cover that in a minute. The only other thing I keep in the front pouch is a set of mechanics gloves. These come in super handy. You need to have gloves in your bag, guys. Gloves are really great. Right now, these still smell like deer carcass because I was using them when gutting some deer over deer season. So, yeah, that's all I keep in the front pouch. That is it. So we'll go front to back, I guess. So front pocket, you see the medical symbol there. I guess that's what it's called. So as you open that up, and I'm working on this little thing, kind of hangs out, and you can see I got some Velcro on there. I'm working on rigging this up properly to where I can let it kind of hang out so somebody can grab it and get to medical gear if I'm down or whatever. I forgot one thing that's charging that I'll grab real quick. So the front pocket's kind of my quick stuff I might need quickly, and this stuff changes all the time, guys. So I mean, you know, it is what it is. You put whatever you want in here for obvious reasons, but in the top, gum. There's a package of 5 gum in here. I like 5 gum. It's pretty good. It lasts a long time. Obviously, this is well expired and have been in here for a really long time. I also keep a headlamp. What is this? A Petzl headlamp. Yeah, so I also keep a Spuds Pro in here for cleaning my electronics and such. It's got a little spray bottle in there, which is great, so I can clean off stuff. I also keep a backup light in here. This is an Olight S30R3. It's pretty bright. Magnetic cap, I believe, and all sorts of stuff like that. I keep another light in here. This is a Nebo, I don't know what it's called, Little Larry. Nebo Little Larry. You can find it on Amazon. I think it's like $20. It's killer. It's pretty bright. It's got a low and it's got a emergency strobe. It's also magnetic on the rear, which is great, so I can stick it to the car if I need to change a battery or tire, something like that, or I guess if I need to work under the hood. Extra pins are always good to have. Riding utensils. This kind of fell out. I keep a little mini brake-free CLP in here as well, just in case I need to lubricate something, firearms included. Here on the side, I keep some business cards if I need to show some business cards. You saw the little Amazon medical pouch fall out. This is just kind of some backup med gear to my primary carry. This could be way better. In fact, I just realized I got a backup pair of shears that I could put in here. But this is just kind of some extra stuff. A quick clotting sponge. There's a SWAT tee in here. It could be used for a pressure bandage or whatever else. And then there's just kind of a Adventure Medical Kit's trauma pack, which has quick clot, trauma pad, gloves, duct tape, triangular bandage, gauze, dressings, 2x2, 4x4, bandage conforming gauze, antiseptic wipes, and a resealable bag that you could also double as a chest seal. So, you know, just kind of backup stuff. Like I said, guys, ammo, or medical gear is like ammo. Like, you can't have too much of it, dudes. So, you know, just get to the point where medical is an everyday thing and you need it. And I need more training, and I know that. And I actually got a class coming up here pretty quick. But get some medical training and know how to save a life, please. It could be much more advantageous than knowing how to take a life. You're much more likely to have to save a life than take one. So, you know, get some medical training. Oh, much better. So this bag comes with these cool little pouches. That's one of the things that drew me to it, was these little pouches. And you can see here on the inside, these can stick on here, which is really neat. So this is kind of just some backup gear, backup medical stuff. So I have, this was a Cabela's kit, medical kit. And I keep the bag in here too. The bag's got the list of contents on it. It's just kind of like a boo-boo kit. So I keep my boo-boo kit separate from my other stuff. You got some moleskin, which is a lifesaver at SHOT Show. SHOT Show tip: take 2 pairs of shoes and alternate. That saved my life this year. This is just a little, I don't know, it's like an Altoids tin or something, and it's got some just some quick pills and such. There's some ibuprofen, there's some Tums, there's some Imodium in there, there's some allergy pills, there's some Unisom sleep meds. So I need to come up with I got powder all over me, and there's powder all on the inside of this bag, but I need to come up with a better way to carry that, but you get the idea. That's just kind of my backup medical stuff, my boo-boo kit, if you will. So that all kind of goes down underneath all my other stuff. There's also a little carabiner on here in case I need it. So I try to put that all the way down and set that in here just so it can come out. And I'm going to try to repack this thing as we go too. So yeah, that's the that's the front pouch. That's kind of the quick access pouch stuff to get into in a hurry. Shit, I forgot to. So yeah, in the meantime, I've been putting this on the outside so people can note that there is some sort of aid in this bag if they need it. Okay, so side clasps or whatever. I know some guys talk about the side buckles, about how they don't like them, but I find it pretty convenient to strap like my hoodie onto. When I was walking around SHOT, if I got warm, I could strap my hoodie on there. There's a pair of glommets in here. I was using this at a survival gun match the other day. And it was really cold, so I had some gloves thrown in there. Usually I have a couple pairs of gloves. Here's kind of my fixed blade knife. It's a Mora knife that Red at Wicked Edge also put an edge on. It's incredible. The scrapes were there from me, not him. But look at that. So it's really sharp right now as well. But that's just kind of my Mora knife, fixed blade, cheap, inexpensive. These are great knives for the money, guys. So check those out. This is an Orion Pocket Rocket signal flare kit. it's pretty neat. I think every hunter should have one of these. I mean, everybody, whatever. It doesn't take up hardly any space, but you get the idea. You can put a little flare in here and pew, shoot it up in the sky and signal for something. So also comes with a tube that you can kind of seal up if you want to dual purpose of use for that. Dual purpose is great. 1 is none and 2 is 1. So yeah, that's what that is. And I also have other signaling devices in the vehicle. There's a Camelback in here, a little Camelback. I think it's like a mil-spec one or whatever, but it's nice to have just in case I need to fill up with water somewhere. I can do that. There's also a SOL kit. It's kind of like a little survival kit. These are cheap. I just threw it in here. There's some fire making stuff. There's a blanket, fishing kit, some duct tape. You know, blah, blah, blah. Just extra shit to have. It doesn't take up a lot of space, doesn't weigh much. So that's kind of the middle pouch of my bag. Now, we will cover on the way back. So this is the concealed carry pocket. And it comes with like a universal holster to put in there. Like I said, I've experimented with carrying guns in the bag. And have kind of decided that it's not worth the risk for me for what I'm doing. I generally always have a Glock 19 or a Glock 26 on me, so I'm not finding the need to have a backup pistol in the bag. You know, your mileage may vary if you think you need a backup pistol. If it's the only place you can put a pistol, you know, if you can't carry wherever you're at or what have you. The universal holster thing, I jacked with this one day and tried it, and this is kind of what it looks like. I mean, it will probably work. It doesn't work great with a light, and it doesn't work great for a large gun. So, you know, some things to know. I've also had the Vertex holster that I've stuck in here, which kind of worked too. But like I said, I don't have the need for a gun in the bag, I guess. Excuse me. So, yeah, your call. You can put an extra pistol in there if you want. I don't like to take the risk of if I gotta leave the bag or leave it around. You know what's gonna, if anybody can grab the bag or whatever. So here's kind of where it gets a little more serious. This is kind of my main pouch. This is the stuff that I use every day. So there's some dividers. There's like a laptop sleeve and whatnot over here. I don't use it. I have the other bag that came with this stuffed in here in case I need it. I also keep a set of Grime Boss hand wipes, which are nice emergency shower if necessary. You know, if you hook up with that super hot chick and you don't have time to shower, you can always just use the Grime Boss. So I keep some ammunition in here. These are 21 round Magpul magazines. I will cover real quick. I'm sure I've said in some of my videos that these magazines are just top notch. I really, really like them. And I still do, but I will tell you that I did have one get dirty enough the other day at that match that it had a failure to feed. And it was just one. I bet you I've had, I don't know, 8,000 rounds through these Magpul magazines probably. And I've never experienced a failure until just the other day. And it was my fault. I mean, the follower was sticky and the magazine was dirty. And during the stage, instead of tap racking like I should, which I practice a lot, I dropped the mag. Assuming I was empty because I hardly ever have failures with that gun. Yeah, I know, huge training scar, whatever. But I stripped the mag out and went to the end of the course, did my reload. I usually only I keep 17 or 15 in the gun, and then one of these is my reload. And I get to the end of the stage and I run out of ammo. So that was a big failure. That really sucked. In real life, it'd be even worse. So the moral of the story is, under stress, everything can change. Practice your technique. Make sure you know what to do in the event that happens. But either way, 42 rounds of 147 grain Speer Gold Dot. That's my carry ammo. Real quick on carry ammo, man, I've done a lot of research and I've talked to a lot of people, and don't crucify me for this. I don't think there's any other reason to carry any other ammo than Federal HST or Speer Gold Dot. They're the most proven rounds. HST's obviously one of the most available. It's one of the most affordable. excuse me, just carry those. Quit looking for all the new fancy fucking G2 rest in peace bullshit, guys. There's no reason to go away from what police, law enforcement, and professional concealed carriers and trainers tell you to use. So just do that. It's a really important decision. It's incredibly important that your ammunition works. If you want to jack around with other stuff, by all means, go for it. I don't want to be stagnant in our community and never come up with anything new, but you need to vet it and you need to test it on your own. You can't take YouTube's advice and say, dude, this guy says carry G2 rest in peace ammo. Obviously, I know I'm telling you to carry Federal HST, but there are a lot of other people who are going to say carry Federal HST or Spear Gold Dot, guys. Actually, I think I got a box of it right here. So, yeah. So this is it. This is my carry ammunition. Yeah, there's 3 different weights. Pick one, whatever. But I know that this is issued ammo. Police carry this ammo, and a lot of really smart guys carry that ammo. So that's what I'm carrying. I don't know how much more I need to say about that, but make sure you test it. You can have all the gun in the world. If you have shit ammo, you're dead in the dirt, quite literally. So, yeah, figure it out. Okay, organization. So for a long time, I kind of had a bag that was just, there's shit falling everywhere. It started driving me crazy. So I got some of these Eagle Creek packets. They're like $10 a piece, I think. I don't know. I got them on Amazon. But I kind of got them separated. They come in different colors. Obviously, they were kind of sold out, so I had to buy 2 black ones, whatever. So we'll kind of go through these one by one here, and I'll show you what I keep in them. So the blue one is kind of my niceties, if you will. Kind of the just stuff you don't really need, but stuff that's nice to have around. And it's probably one of my most used pouches. So hand sanitizer, like I said, just got back from SHOT Show. I keep this strapped on my on the chest strap of my pack so I can sanitize. Always be sanitizing at SHOT Show. Every time you touch something, sanitize. People are disgusting. Hand warmers are a lifesaver. Like I said, I went through that shooting competition the other day, and it was free. It was literally 8 degrees. These things saved my life. These are just standard hand warmers. You can get all sorts of different flavors. Have some of those with you guys. They can come in really handy in a situation. A little bit of Kleenex if you need it. Why not? Doesn't take, doesn't weigh nothing. This is kind of a little Sea to Summit towel, which is kind of cool. Sea to Summit makes all sorts of stuff that packs down really small. You can see it gets kind of big. You can use that for anything. If you need a field strip, clean your gun, whatever, you can do it on that. Kind of all the same uses as a Schmog or whatever, but you get the idea. It takes up a little space. You could also use this little deal to pack some other stuff in if you need to carry it around and whatnot. So there's that. This is a Tide pin for stains. It's a thing. I hate having stains on my clothing. It makes you look like an asshole, so don't walk around with stained clothing. And there's a little bit of duct tape wrapped around that. A little Cabela's brand duct tape. Inhaler. I've been diagnosed with asthma in the past. I don't have a lot of issues with it now, but this thing did come in super handy just a couple days ago. At a SHOT Show, I was staying in the mountains in an undisclosed location, but we were like 6,000 feet or something. And for whatever reason, I was struggling breathing one night, and this thing helped a bunch. So, yeah, I don't know if there's that. There's some more hot hands kind of hanging out in there. These are some Famous Dave's barbecue. They're not antiseptic. They're just little clean cloths to clean your fingers and such. So that's great. These are some Surefire earplugs. Backup Ear Pro is always good to have. I find these come in most handy when I need to sleep in the room with somebody who snores. So, figure that out. Oh, there's the little back piece to this one that came out. Cool. Fingernail clippers. I use these a ton. It seems like, I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but when I'm sitting at home or, doing stuff around the house, I'm never like, man, I need to clip my fingernails. I tend to always think about it when I'm somewhere else, and I'm that gross guy that whips out those and just starts cutting his fingernails. So, yeah, fingernail clippers. There's another little spuds for cleaning stuff. These little towels come out and you can clean your gear or whatever, your screens, and that's important. We all got screens to clean. There's some lotion. I always got to have lotion. My hands get dry regularly, so I like that. And here's some paperwork. I'm not going to let you look too closely, but I got tax stamps in there and a deal with my trust. Redundancy is huge. I like to have my paperwork. It'd be really stupid to go to jail for having a can and not having the paperwork, and I got backups in my phone and all that, but, why not? Again, it doesn't take up hardly any weight. You can just throw it in here and have it with you. So that's my niceties, if you will. Let's see if I can get it back in here, maybe. So yeah, and as we're going through this, obviously, if you guys have anything that you feel I should have in here or whatever, you shout it out, man. I don't care. I'm always trying to save weight. But yeah, if you got anything, let me know. So this bag is electronics. I was thinking about labeling the outside of these, but they're see-through, so it doesn't take long for me to tell, so in case you're wondering that. So this is just kind of my electronics bag. I'm kind of a nerd. I like nerdy stuff. Like I said, I'm really into home theater right now and crap like that and video games. So I like to have all my stuff, be able to keep it charged. I got an Apple Watch, I got an iPhone, and such. So, I like that stuff. Here's a little portable battery pack. I don't know, 7,800 milliamp hours. It's got a flashlight on it, which is cool. Can never have too many lights. I think it's got an SOS mode as well, and just one output. These are some earbuds, headphones. I need better headphones, so that's coming soon. But little headphones. Here's a iPhone charger with an extension. These little wrap, if you're wondering, comes with when you buy Anchor USB cables. I really like Anchor cables. You can buy them on Amazon. Well, here's one now. They look like this. They got a kind of a reinforced end, which is pretty cool. So it doesn't, want to fray. These take a long time to get jacked up, and they're only like $10. This is kind of a universal cord. It's got a micro USB, an iPhone, and a 30 pin on there, which is nice to have. Your little headphone dongle, if you got a new iPhone, you got to be able to use that. Here's a little shitty power bank that every time I try to use it doesn't work. I should probably just throw it away. And here is some more batteries. So I got CR123s in there. I got 2032s, which are my optics, and that pretty much covers my optics and my lights. I don't keep AA batteries. I've pretty much switched from AA everything to CR123s. That's kind of just what I run for everything. I got these little boxes off Amazon. I'd like to tell you that I'll link stuff in the description, but I probably won't because I'm lazy. And I'm not like a YouTube star. I do these videos just to kind of help you guys. But you can find these. They're just little waterproof storage cases. Type in battery storage on Amazon and you'll find something like this. These are pretty cheap. I got some toilet paper rolled up in there to keep it from rattling around. And that's, another backup something, a little bit of toilet paper. This is a little Night Eyes zip tie thing, twist tie, which is great for cord management if you need it. And here's a card reader. This thing's got all sorts of different card reader stuff on it. It was like $10, so nice to have around. And I keep a brand new SD card in here, a SanDisk Ultra Micro 64 gig SD card in the adapter, so I can move data if necessary, and it's just kind of backup. Usually this stuff, I mean, when you talk about it and you're putting it in here and you're like, yeah, I might need to download Wikipedia one day and at the end of the world and, whatever. That's what you think about when you put this shit in here, but the reality is I was at my niece's 4th birthday party the other day, and her mom forgot to grab the card for her camera and was trying to take photos of her birthday party. And I was like, oh, hey, I got a brand new card. And, it kind of saved the day. So that's usually what this stuff is for. It's just kind of to have around and if needed, which is nice. This is kind of my tools pouch. So I had a extra lanyard from SHOT. This thing doesn't weigh anything, so why not? You could multiple uses for that, whatever. I got some magnets in here. This is just like a heavy magnet I found. And this is a magnet that comes with a Sanus TV mount. It also has a level on it, and also has this little probe for probing in to find studs. I mean, you know, multiple uses for that, but having a level is really nice. A little master lock, just in case I want to lock something up, make it a little less inaccessible for whatever reason. They keep that around too. This is kind of my fire making. I know a lot of you fire nerds out there are going to scoff at me for this, but these are just little wet fire making tinder. They work awesome. They're really easy. A couple sparks and they light. Fire starting and like survival isn't something that I'm super concerned about, to be honest. Like I said, I live 7 minutes from home, and I'm pretty well set up, and I'm not a prepper. I'm not a crazy person. So, and also if I need fire, they make these. They're called lighters. You can kind of start fire with those as well. So yeah, that's what I keep. There's also, here's some stormproof matches. These didn't cost anything. I figured I'd throw them in here. Little stormproof matches in a case. Also, obviously, the little waterproof cases has a dual purpose as well if necessary. Backup Leatherman. This is a Leatherman Sidekick. I carry a Leatherman Rev on me every day, but this is just kind of a backup tool. I like it. It's nice to have around. Some paracord braided up. You can always find a use for paracord. I don't need to tell you that. Here's a little Benchmade tool. So this Benchmade tool is pretty handy. It's got a bunch of Torx bits on it, screwdriver. It's also got a knife sharpener on it, you know, which is really nice. I use it, you know, taking apart knives is what it's designed for, but this could have tons of uses. So, you know, throw it in there. It's pretty small. Doesn't take up a ton of room, whatever. Nice to have. Here's some electrical tape. Why not? Tape is good. Here's a little Night Eyes glow stick. This thing's pretty cool. It's cheap. Some tethering straps. These are also Night Eyes, I believe. Guys League gives me free lube every year at the SHOT Show, so I grab a bunch of these and kind of just throw them in my bag. Extra lube's good. And here's a little waterproof storage sack. You know, if I need to store something and make it waterproof, and extra storage is always nice to have around. So yeah, that's kind of my tools. That's really all I have in there. Like I said, just some basics, guys. Nothing wild. And to be honest, I hardly ever use this stuff. So I know that the EDC world, and probably a lot of guys watching this video carry way more than me. But you know, it is what it is. This is what I carry. And here's a Schmog. You know, there's a ton of uses for this. Again, I don't need to tell you what the uses are for it, but this was like $8 and it enabled me to get free shipping when I was ordering some pants the other day. So I just threw it in. Why not? Something to have in the bag. So that's pretty much it, guys. This video, well, all my videos are always longer than I expected, but yeah, I hope that kind of covers it for you and gives you some ideas and some ways to do stuff. Like I said, I don't care to make money on YouTube or any of that shit. Like, I'm not a YouTuber. I just want to share my experiences, and I hope that people can see this and it can increase the time spent evolving their systems, because I've wasted a ton of money buying shit that doesn't work, and I'm sure you have too. So hopefully when you see this, you can say, oh man, that's a good idea, I'm gonna do that instead, and save a couple bucks and get what I need. And then I think that's it, guys. I don't want to waste any time. So thank you. I don't care if you like, subscribe, or comment. It's always fun if you do. I only check them every couple weeks or something. But, go for it. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. yeah, I still don't have an awesome tagline. See you on the range. Get out and shoot. Stay tactical or whatever. Later.